Good evening guys, it's James here, and as you've seen by the title, this is going to be my $2 million watch collection that I've been collecting over the past 5 years of my life.
I have an asking price right now on it for $175,000.
Ever since I've gotten into crypto, I've been interested in diversifying my assets, and timepieces are part of that diversification of my portfolio. And this collection is just a fraction of what I have. But here today, I've brought you my 10 heavy hitters of the entire collection. And let me get one thing straight. I didn't buy watches here just to flex, but I bought them because I genuinely respect the craft. And unlike NFTs, crypto, or meme coins, these watches just don't disappear overnight. In fact, some of them actually appreciate if they're hyped or discontinued over time. And as someone who has played the game right from multi-million-dollar P&Ls from NFTs and meme coins, I genuinely think that watches are a smart rotation of capital. And with the right picks, you're not gonna lose money. And in fact, I've actually seen some pieces of my collection rise over 20 to 30% in a single year. So let's get into this, guys.
What's your daily watch?
So I would say the watch I wear on an almost every single day basis would have to be the Rolex Daytona Panda. So this watch would have to be every single Rolex collector's favorite and dream watch. Now, the reason why I said that is because when you walk into a Rolex store and you demand for a Daytona, they're never gonna give it to you. You're gonna have to wait 5, 10 years, and sometimes most collectors will never get their hands on a Daytona. The reason why is because it's the most demanded Rolex model. Every single other model, the Submariner, the Datejust, you're gonna be able to get them within 3 to 6 months, but for the Daytonas, they make it extremely hard for any collector possible. And the reason why I wear this watch on an everyday basis is because every single person knows what a Daytona is. You could dress up in it, you can dress down in it. I've worn this with suits, I've worn this with literal t-shirts and baggy pants. It's just something that matches every single outfit. So for that reason, the Panda is my daily driver. It's steel, it's versatile, and it's very iconic. And if you take a closer look at my watch collection, you might be seeing 3 Rolex Daytonas. You might be asking, James, why do I have 3 Rolex Daytonas? I'm gonna explain to you why. And honestly, the reason why is because every single Daytona serves a different purpose for me. So let's look into the Platinum Daytona, also known as the Platona. Now this watch is probably one of the heaviest, if not the heaviest watch I have in my collection. And the reason why is because this watch is pure platinum. Unlike any other Rolexes, features a open case back model. And now this is a watch that I typically wear when meeting new people because it's a conversation starter. And since this watch is just so heavy, every single time I put it on my wrist, I feel its presence and I feel like I am actually wearing something expensive. And actually, I was able to acquire this piece at MSRP from my AD over in China. And if you know the clip, you know.
Rolex dealer. Let me show you how important it is to maintain relationships, right? So this is my Rolex AD. She already sold me multiple watches. Most people put these watches on a pedestal, but I don't. So 2 months ago, she texted me, come and play with me when you get back in the summer. And you know, the new Rolex is coming out, so I might have to take up on that offer.
And final Daytona that I own, it's the Le Mans Daytona, made of white gold, and it was actually created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Le Mans race.
Of all 3 Daytonas, which one's your favorite?
Honestly, that's a pretty difficult question because all of them serve different purposes, but if I were to pick one, it would probably have to be the Le Mans Daytona because I recently got into cars and this watch was created to commemorate the 24-hour race of Le Mans. So every single time I go to a car event, this is the watch that gets recognized by car guys. Let's start with the 15500 blue dial. So if you're into watches at all, you will know that the Royal Oak kind of changed the watch game, and it was actually designed by Gerald Genta. And I would say this AP, especially the 15500 in the stainless steel, is like the perfect office beater. I would just wear it around, beat it around, and it's just so sturdy and it would never ever break down on me. It's just the overall feel good watch that you know you're wearing something heavy, but you can also beat it around and wear it however you'd like. And now the reason why I wear this watch so much is because honestly, the bracelet. The bracelet is so unique out of every single watch, and it probably has the best bracelet system out of all these watch brands that I own. The reason why I said the bracelet system is so good on AP is because with the clasps, you can never go wrong. And just like this, when you put your clasps together, you have a simple watch. But the issue is with Pateks, the watch is in stainless steel, which feels so loose, these feel so cheap, and also they feel pretty tight to open, which is extremely weird knowing that these Pateks are well worth 6 figures. Now this watch is probably every single crypto trader's dream watch, because out of every single crypto trader I know, every single time they hit a 6-figure, 7-figure P&L, this is the first watch they resort to. It's the Skeleton Open Work AP, and I don't blame them because it's genuinely so iconic. Now I picked this watch up because I found it quite interesting that this watch is completely open work. Every single watch has their own complex movement, but this one is fully exposed, and it also features a double balance wheel movement. And this watch actually has a pretty thin profile for being a skeleton. And that's why I enjoy wearing the open work AP, because it's not for everyone, but for me, I actually enjoy it. It's a watch for those who actually know what it is. Now for the next AP in my collection, it's going to be the 26-240 AP chronograph, also in the ceramic bracelet. Now, when I first saw this watch, I was in TBT, which I actually did not intend to look at ceramic APs during my time there, but he let me try it on and I instantly fell in love with it. The reason why is because unlike the Rolex Platinum Daytona, this watch, when you have it on, is extremely light. It literally feels like you have nothing on, and it feels like you're wearing a Mille, but also in the style of an Audemars Piguet. So you know how I was talking about how the 15500 ST bracelet was so good and so sturdy? This bracelet honestly does not feel as sturdy, but it's scratchless and also comprised of full ceramic. And I guess to me, this is just another feel-good, hype beast type of watch, because every single watch here serves an entirely different purpose, whether it's just for style, whether it's for feeling, or whether it's for any specific complication. And now for the ceramic AP, it makes me feel like I'm genuinely wearing nothing, and I would not have expected an AP to ever feel like this. As soon as I saw it and tried it on, I decided that this was gonna be my next purchase.
What watch do you recommend for people who are looking to get into high-end watch collecting?
So I guess for high-end watch collecting, the price ranges are so vast. I mean, my collection ranges from all the way from 15, 20,000 all the way up to 500,000. So it's a huge marginal price difference. But I would say a good entry-level watch between $10,000 to $20,000 would just genuinely be a Rolex. But when I mean Rolex, please don't go out there and buy yourself a Submariner or a Datejust, because for those who actually understand watches, we know that it's just an extreme entry-level watch. So what I'd recommend between the $10,000 to $20,000 range, so it could be any type of GMT, right? It could be a Batman, a Batgirl, a Root Beer, or a Bruce Wayne. But those watches signal to watch collectors that you kind of understand the watch game. If you're just wearing a basic Submariner, which is no shame against that because I gifted it to my dad for Father's Day, it kind of just signals to watch collectors that you're very new to watches, or you're just a dad wearing a casual Rolex. Secondly, I would say that Sky Dwellers are fairly underrated. Their movement is insane, and I think they land within the 20,000 range. And last but not least, I would also say the Yacht Masters are also pretty valid for under $20,000. The reason why I say Yacht Master but not Submariner is because the Yacht Master is essentially just an upgraded version of the Submariner. And also, when I look at someone wearing a Yacht Master, I kind of think their watch game is very ambiguous. They could be someone who has a lot of money, has a lot of taste, and who has a very vast watch collection, or they could just be a beginner looking to get into the Rolex game. So for the next price range, I would say anything above 20K to maybe 50, 60K. I would recommend a AP, a Royal Oak, because it actually gets you so much more respect than a Rolex, because everyone sees Rolexes nowadays and you kind of want to stand out and be different. And now for 100K and up, I would recommend a Patek, specifically any type of Nautilus, because it'll always stay the most renowned type of watch, and it is known as the greatest watch brand. So now we're moving on to the higher level watches. So let's start off with the Aquanaut from Patek. This is the 5167A, and it is my first Patek that I've ever purchased back in the 2022 bull run. Now, when I think of sports watches, I think of watches on a rubber band, because you always see athletes wearing Richard Milles or any type of watch on a rubber band. And that's what I think makes this Patek so practical, because you could literally be doing any activity, but you could still, at the end of the day, be rocking a Patek. There's a lot of instances where I simply just wear this Aquanaut to the gym and I forget it's even on my wrist. And it might might sound stupid, but this is another watch that I try to wear when I try to stay low profile, but unfortunately it still gets spotted from time to time because it's a Patek. And it's also another one of those watches where you can dress up or dress down and it'll always suit your outfit style. Now this might be the most iconic piece in my entire collection. Even though I do have more heavy hitters, I would say this watch gets recognized the most out of any other watch I have in my collection. And it is none other than the Patek Nautilus 5712A. And now that I think about it, I probably lied about the Panda Daytona being my most worn watch because I think I've worn the Nautilus much more than the Daytonas. With that being said, I think the 5712 is the most balanced watch to ever exist. Now this Patek shows a second style, a power reserve, and also a moon phase. So it serves multi-purposes, but it's a watch that every single person, despite even not being in the watch space, understands. And now to anyone who hit a quick 100K lick on a meme coin or hit 100X, I would just say, spend the first 100K on a Patek Nautilus. You just simply won't regret it. So for now, let's skip the Patek with the Piguet dial and move on to the Richard Mille. And this, my friends, is a Richard Mille 055 Bubba Watson. It's also called the Dark Legend. Right now, I have it on a Velcro strap, but what I love about Richard Milles is the fact that you can change them with multiple bands. And every single time you change the watch with a different band, it just looks like a completely new watch. So what's the point of buying two Richard Milles? And I would say the 055 is one of my biggest statement pieces because every single time I walk into a room with this on my wrist, someone already knows what kind of watch it is. Now, the watch I'm wearing on my wrist is a Rolex Yachtmaster, and it actually isn't my watch. Now, this watch is actually a gift from me to my dear friend Alex for his 20th birthday, and he's kind enough to let me show it off for the video, and it actually truly means something special to me. So this watch I specifically bought brand new, and it was engraved with a Fortune Collective logo because it's the company that I started with Alex maybe a year ago when I met him. Back when I was stuck in Cornell University, Alex was probably the one and only friend I had at the time, and he was the only one that truly believed in me and had the same exact mindset as me. And together we were making fortunes trading meme coins and developing trading systems on chain. So to me, this is just a simple gesture of loyalty, and it's something that I always do for my dear friends. And for the final watch in this video, it's going to be the Patek 5711 with the olive dial with baguettes on the bezel. Now, this watch actually means a lot to me in multiple ways, and as I was saying, the Patek Nautilus is probably the top of the line watch in the watch world. And not only is this a Patek Nautilus, but it's a Patek Nautilus with factory set baguettes. I never would have imagined that this would have been the watch that I bought for nearly $500,000, but as soon as I got the call for it, I knew that it was the right piece for me. And the reason why I decided to buy this particular Patek with baguettes on the bezel is also for a sentimental meaning. Back in 2022, the biggest heavy hitter watch that I bought was the Patek Nautilus 5724G. You might have seen it on my Instagram and might have seen me wearing it multiple times, but unfortunately, I bought that watch at the peak of the watch bull market. I remember buying it for nearly $300,000, and unfortunately, due to the crash of April 2022, I had to sell it on consignment. And since the watch market already had dropped so much by the time I sold it, I took almost a six-figure loss on that watch. And for me, buying this watch was a symbol to finally prove to myself that I've learned from my lessons and have reclaimed what I've lost. And you might be thinking, it's so stupid to have multiple houses on my wrist. And I'm not saying that to flex, but I truly see it as a long-term investment standpoint. And I know these watches have extreme supply constraints, and I also know that they also have depreciation cycles. But at the end of the day, what's better to me is actually knowing that I've reclaimed what I lost, I've built back my ego. And I also find it better than maybe putting $500,000 in a meme coin and losing 90% of it, whereas I could have had a factory set baguette bezel Patek on my wrist.
And out of all your watches, which was your favorite?
I think the obvious answer would be the Patek 5711. It not only means so much to me, but it also means a lot to other people. Whenever other people see this, you know that I'm the real deal. And to me, it honestly comes from an ego and confidence standpoint, knowing that I could dominate every single room that I'm in, whether it's gonna be in crypto, whether it's gonna be in business, but also in real life too. Knowing that I could dominate multiple aspects of life is a true achievement to me. And I feel like there's multiple aspects of life to master, right? There's so many endeavors that people go through, whether it's gonna be trading, whether it's gonna be social aspects, or any type of passion they're in. And for me, what matters the most is that I stay at the top and I play at the highest levels for whatever I'm doing. So whether it's watch collecting, trading, or life in general, just know that I'm gonna play very competitively. And I guess this watch proves it all. And I didn't make this video just to flex. I want you guys to remember that watches aren't just about time, they're about context. Watches do reflect how you made it, what you value, and how you want to be remembered with time. And if you are someone who is genuinely serious about building wealth, mastering the markets, and playing with clarity and conviction, join us in the Inner Circle. It's a mentorship and trading community where I work with traders looking to scale, whether it's from 1K to 100K, 6 figures to 7, or 7 to 8 figures. And as for everything, we're not for everyone. We have an application process, but if you're serious, click the link in the description. And if not, at least subscribe. And guys, I guess it's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video and comment down below which watch you would want to own in my personal watch collection.